Cool. So I am here with the lovely Sarah, who's done incredibly amazing, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to sit in this Zoom room together because you are about to provide us with some feedback and share your wins, results, and potential roadblocks that you might have been facing on your way. Now, I have to say, firstly, that Sarah, you are a busy working mum, so you do have, and we can all relate, a lot on your plate in terms of juggling things. And I know that when we first connected, making that time for yourself, for your own health and well-being was a bit of a juggle because of other commitments. So I just want to put that out there. And obviously you have done both my 6-week Metabolic Jumpstart program, and then you got so excited that you're like, okay, I want to continue this journey and I want to, obviously further progress with your own physical and mental goals. So I'd love to know what your initial motivation was, and what was the inspiration behind taking that initial first scary step.
Yeah, I think it was just the fact that I had hit early 40s and noticed that my metabolism had completely slowed down and I couldn't just lose weight like I used to be able to. Back in 20s, eat whatever I wanted and, you wouldn't really put on much weight. And then hitting 40s, it was a bit of a shock, just noticing that my weight was just kept creeping up on the scales and I'd weighed the most I ever had in my life. So that really scared me. I think plus with COVID and just we moved to a situation where we're working from home a lot more at the moment. And so I think I wasn't being as active and walking and just things like that, which I totally underestimate how powerful that is. Because of that, I just decided, wow, I have to do something because I don't like the way things are going. I looked at other women and, like other middle-aged and older women and went, no, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to accept that for me. I want to be fit and healthy and have a nice body shape and feel good in myself.
Yeah, I love that. And also, obviously having kids, right, that completely changes your body initially. So I love what you said about things that you did in your 20s don't work. And for me, the moment I had children, like, it just made everything double as hard. And then you feel that transition towards the shift in hormones, and it feels like things are definitely a lot harder in terms of the metabolism and the results that you used to quite easily get in your 20s. What are some challenges that you faced earlier on in your journey, and how did you manage to overcome them to stay on track? Because obviously being quite busy means you do have to prioritize yourself, but what were some of the roadblocks that you encountered?
I think the one probably the first one was just like, oh my gosh, how many more steps I need to do, how am I going to fit that in my day, as well as doing the workouts. And because the Metabolic Jumpstart Challenge was a lot more intense and we're doing a lot more exercise and more stricter sort of kind of meal plan, but I liked the structure of it, and it just meant that I had to be prepared and do a lot more preparation. And at evenings and things, instead of watching TV, I'd be preparing and also, maybe watching TV at the same time.
Multitasking. The joy of being a female, you get to do those things.
So it was really just those kind of adjustments to fit everything in, but I was determined to do it. So no matter what, I fitted it into my days, weeks, and whether that be doing things in the morning or at lunchtime or in the evenings. So even I did workouts in the evenings where I can't fit it in during my day. I just prioritized it.
Wow. And that is literally what it comes down to, evaluating what's really important to you and then taking action. Because I think most of us can agree when we say, like, staying same is more comfortable, right, and it's the easy route. But if you see yourself heading in a certain direction, sometimes it can create a bit of urgency and gives you that drive and that initial momentum and willpower. But you do have to, because obviously all of us, we only have X amount of hours hours in our days to, you know, to work and cater for other family members. So we really have to be quite strategic about, you know, the time that we do spend. And I love the fact that instead of watching TV, you're like, well, I can watch and do stuff, and, you know, trying to adjust to a whole new routine and juggling things. And I think one of the most skillful things that we can obtain is being able to juggle a couple of different things at once. And I think especially, you know, going through motherhood myself, like I found myself quite time savvy, because I knew an extra 10 minutes here meant an extra 10 minutes for this, and you become a little bit more efficient. And when the drive is there as well, I think it really helps, because like you said, it's all about setting yourself up for success. Because if you get caught out with like another meeting at work, or something is going on with the kids, or maybe, touch wood, you catch another bug, because, you know, we've got so many bugs circulating, you get caught off guard. So your best intentions then take a back seat. And that's when I think a lot of women do struggle. When everything is going well, they're able to, you know, stick to a new healthier lifestyle, but the moment something crops up, you get caught out. So being prepared and thinking ahead is one of the most valuable things you can do. So that obviously is a big shift for you, which is amazing.
So I just followed the meal prep guidelines and just sort of made things when I could in the evenings and the weekends, and then just really adjusted it to however it worked for me. But I guess I was just so determined to do it and meet my goal that I was really committed to it. So I made that commitment. And as a result as well, what I found by doing the program, I had more energy. So because I had more energy, it was, I had more energy to do these things when normally I'd be really tired by the end of the day and exhausted. So
it's that positive knock-on effect that it's often also getting started that can be quite daunting. And I think sometimes you just want to have that plan so you can eliminate the guesswork, and you can just do it. You can just prep, you can just do your workouts and kind of like stick with it and not overthink it. So what would you say made both the Metabolic Jumpstart and the Academy program, which is our group coaching program, longer term program, what would you say is the main difference between other things maybe that you've tried in the past, or something that perhaps stood out that had a different approach to it?
In the past, I haven't done too many just sort of structured kind of programs, but I've just done, you know, like I was doing a lot of workouts at the gym and gym classes, and then I've done things like sugar-free diets, and gluten-free, dairy-free at times, but then I've learned that it just doesn't agree with me. So
which
now
makes it easier not to have it,
avoid it, which makes it easier because it just affects me. And other thing I tried during COVID was intermittent fasting. I heard about that because through work we set up these kind of well-being groups, and that was one that everyone talked about and gave it a try. And it's interesting because it did work for me for a while, made a difference. But then the weight came back on, and just kind of like what you say with all these things. So I think the body just adjusted to it, and then I didn't get that benefit anymore. So
and that's quite often what happens. You end up hitting that plateau, because essentially, apart from, you know, a lot of other benefits that intermittent fasting can bring, but essentially it's another way of kind of restricting your calorie intake temporarily, and then you hit that plateau, and then, you know, a lot of people feel like, oh, do I go down and extend my fasting window? And that's where OMAD, the 1 meal a day, suddenly became popular, because those that hit a plateau earlier on now kind of need to be a little bit more extreme, and then you run out of, you know, calories, so to speak. So that 1 meal a day took off temporarily, but it's not
I would just got in the habit of not having breakfast, so that was a big kind of adjustment. It was not, but then again, I would, you know, sometimes feel hungry before lunch, so having the breakfast and having the smoothies, I mean, that was actually a good change for me. And getting that sort of sustained energy through the day as a result. But also this year, I think I've been so much healthier than like last year. I got sick so much, and quite sick. We had COVID and then a number of other things in the household. But it's this year been so much healthier. And when I've had a bug, I've been able to fight it off as well.
Yes, so
Just
your
by
immune
flowing and
system
listening to my
got
body.
stronger. Yeah.
Mm.
That's really good. And that's often what happens. Like, we'll talk about, okay, like I want to lose weight, but really it's overall health and well-being and having the vitality and building a stronger immune system so that you can fight things off quicker, because at the end of the day it is that quality of life that really matters. Like, obviously, yes, you do want to lose the weight, but it goes hand in hand. Yeah, how would you describe the level of support that you've received throughout the programs, and were there any specific aspects of support that kind of stood out and that kind of helped you along the way? Because I know you're very much a behind the scenes, just get on with it type of personality.
Yeah, I found it's very structured, so it's quite easy just to follow when you look at all the guidelines and things. But yeah, definitely those weekly coaching chats. Like, even if I want to attend in person, I'll be listening to them. I've listened to every single one of those videos, and I've always found those really beneficial. All the topics covered and all the discussions and thoughts from other people. And yeah, I mean, that's where I picked up things like how to increase my steps, for example, and incorporating that into my everyday, and just, little things, not just having to go for a big walk and now like take my daughter to the bus stop and then go for a walk afterwards, just down the road, and just, things like that. I've managed to increase my steps a lot more.
That's amazing, because quite often you do have that, all or nothing mindset, and like it has to be this long walk, it has to be this extreme workout, it has to be super strict when it comes to the nutrition. But like you said, it's those little steps, like literally baby steps, that all accumulate, and then things seem a lot less daunting and overwhelming, and it is a lot easier to then implement them into your day-to-day. And you've certainly created a lot of awareness, and going the extra mile and dropping your daughter off and then going for a walk, which is really, really good. But yeah, you're silently obviously there, and that's the beauty about coaching calls. Like, if you can't make it, because obviously everyone is incredibly busy, it's there for you. And even though we all walk our own journey, and in terms of the path that we take, a lot of things are applicable to each and every one of us women that want to make those changes, and that have a busy schedule, and that find themselves sort of that, things don't work the same way. So that's when obviously those replays and calls can be quite handy. So yeah, that's really good to hear that you picked up on a few things along the way and just were able to implement them. Now, I'm excited about this next question, because I want to ask you in terms of what results did you actually get physically, in terms of the amount of weight that you've lost. I know we chat before jumping into this Zoom, and you said my whole shape has changed towards the hourglass figure, which is amazing. But apart from all the physical ones, I also want to know emotionally if you've noticed a difference in terms of perhaps your relationship towards food and how you think about things differently now.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Oh, I just think this program's amazing. It's definitely the best thing I've done for myself, and I'm so glad I found you, Antonia. So it's much more than just weight loss, and actually that's what I love about it. So weight wise, like I say, I was at the heaviest I've ever been in my life. So I was up to I guess number 66.9, so yeah, pretty much 67 kilos. And so now I'm down, so lost like 13 kilos. So
amazing.
Down 54, 53.
Because you're on the not shorter, I'm not going to call you a shorty, but I'm a shorty at 5'5", and I think you are similar height. So us short ladies, it actually makes it quite hard. Like 13 kilos is a decent number on a shorter frame, because it's easier that way, because you can't go that way.
I'm 5'2", so yes, I'm short, and so it shows. And also I was more sort of pear shape, so smaller at the top, but also down the more around the hips and tummy, especially after having children, 2 kids. Definitely found I got more of a tummy after that. Got 2 C-sections, so but yeah, now I'm back to like weight before kids, which is pretty incredible. I wasn't even
Wow.
this weight.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And yeah, and just so that, and just looking at my whole change in body shape, and clothes fit so much better, so much more comfortable. But my skin is much clearer, and like I've had people tell me that my skin's like glowing, um and yeah, just everything, much more energy and vitality. My hormones are much more balanced.
Nice.
So that's like a massive one for me, because I feel like I have emotion, like big, like sort of angry outbursts, which I hated, lose my temper with the kids or hubby or whatever. And yeah, I didn't realize it was actually a lot driven by my hormones and the food and everything. It's all
Yeah,
connected, which it does make sense when you learn about it. But yeah, not having those PMS symptoms like tender breasts and things, I can actually just get my period and not even know it's really coming. Might just get a little bit tired the week before, but other than that, I don't have any symptoms. Yeah, even before or during, after, like, I'll have a really good cycles now.
that's
And
incredible. Yeah.
yeah, not so heavy or long, just yeah, no pain, anything. So yeah, so that I just think so many things. Yeah,
Yeah, that is incredible.
that's a big one though.
Yeah,
I need just
totally,
the
because
hormone balance. But food, I guess food wise, I don't have sugar cravings anymore. And I used to drink quite a bit of alcohol and like enjoy glasses of wine and things, especially if you had a stressful week and stuff.
mm,
But it's funny, it's like I can still have it, but I don't feel like it as much anymore.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
kind of weird. It's weird, yeah, I definitely
Getting
don't
used
crave
to
things.
being able to balance things, right? Like knowing that it's okay
Mm,
to have a glass of wine or it's okay to have some cake, but you don't need to overdo it either. It's having that balanced approach, which is incredibly
yeah.
powerful.
So I know I can have it and I can make a conscious decision to have it, but I don't feel like I need it
Yeah.
and I don't crave it. That's a really cool thing.
Oh
Uh,
gosh, so many positive things. Yeah, so it's
mm,
more than just the number on the scales, because I know us women, we do
totally, yeah.
fixated on the scales, but when you look at all the other benefits that come with it, it really does almost not outweigh it, but it's just so powerful to feel good. And
Yeah.
sometimes I think us women, we just get told to almost like suck it up, and it's part of getting older, or it's part of being a woman with those PMS symptoms and all of those things. But actually there's just a lack of awareness around how, like, adjusting your nutrition and prioritizing self-care and stress management, how that all comes into play to help support your
Mm,
hormones. And I feel like, and that's why I'm so incredibly on a mission, trying to empower as many women
yeah.
as possible,
Amazing.
because I feel half of the time we don't even realize how much of an
Yeah.
impact that can play. And we look at the pill, or for those ladies going sort of through the menopause, that HRT, all of those things, but yet we really need to look at nutrition and lifestyle changes. So gosh,
Yeah,
it's come such a long
definitely.
way. What a turnaround.
So a big thing for me as well, just thinking back, is just I felt like I was constantly running on low, like really, like every day was almost kind of a struggle.
Mm,
Working, just trying to do everything. Like I think I got a lot more brain fog, found it harder to concentrate, and would get to the afternoon and just suddenly feel really tired.
yeah, and then you're
and
like, oh, give me that coffee, or for some it'll be like, I need
you
some chocolate or that energy
chocolate or
drink.
this or that. Whereas now, yeah, I think it's just having the nutrition and having more food. Like obviously, body just needs it, and
Yeah.
so much better for it. But now I also know how to listen to my body, and I feel like, yeah, I'm much more in tune. Like even more so now, um, and I know what I need, and I yeah listen to it and do what I need to do. So if I feel like I need a rest or a nap, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just
Oh, that's
prioritize
incredibly.
myself. So that overall holistic mind, body, soul. Yeah, really. feel so much better.
Wow. Yeah, it's great.
Incredible.
It's great to be intuitive, and it's great to know that it's not always about go, go, go. I have to get my workout in, or I have to be 100% strict with your nutrition. Like, you just listen to your body, and that's when everything just kind of starts to flow. Yeah. Oh, how
And
inspiring. I'd love to know, what's your number one piece of advice you would give someone starting out on their health and well-being and weight loss journey, just reflecting back on your own experience? What would be the number one advice that you can give someone?
oh, yeah, I guess just make a commitment to yourself, like, and know that if you follow the process that you can do this and you'll achieve amazing great results. And all you need to do is just follow the program, like, literally. And it doesn't matter if you're not perfect all the time, but just get back on track. Like, if I ever feel like I go off track, or had a week, really social weekend with things, and feel awful afterwards, I know as soon as I start going back on track again, I come right and I feel really good again. So you just listen to the biofeedback markers and things. But yeah, really learned
Yeah,
a lot about that.
it's
But yeah,
getting rid of that all or nothingness, maybe, and yeah, not having to be perfect, and knowing that every day counts. Yeah, that's some really solid
yeah,
advice.
just basically go for it and follow the process step by step, and then yeah, believe in yourself and believe in the program, and that you'll get there. You'll achieve the results you want as long as you just stick with it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh gosh, I love that. And what would you say to anyone that watches your journey and your transformation, that perhaps might be sitting on the fence? What's the main reason you'd recommend, either doing the 6-week Metabolic Jumpstart challenge, or perhaps look at a longer term program?
I would say it is the number one best thing you could do for yourself, personally, in your body, in your life. Like, I wish I'd come across this sooner. I think, yeah, if you want to feel amazing and achieve sustainable weight loss and be able to then maintain your weight going forward, that's the biggest thing. And this is definitely the program for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting that you touched base on maintenance, because a lot of the time, like, programs kind of do focus on obviously weight loss initially, but then no one teaches you how you can keep your results. And if you, like most of us have a history, you weren't too severe yourself, but a lot of other women would go beyond the fasting. They'll be doing, like either the keto, or those juice cleansers, or there's numerous things that are out
Yeah.
there, or
Yeah.
just doing shakes. But you just know, the moment you come off those shakes, or the moment you stop doing keto, the weight is going to come back on. So it really does come down to that holistic approach, and finding something that's sustainable, where, me, Sarah, I always
Mm.
talk about 80/20, and you are the
Yeah,
perfect
so true.
example of that, right? Like, eating well, taking care of yourself 80% of the time, and then you've got that little bit of leeway to just relax a bit, and to enjoy social outings, and to know
Yeah, and
that
I love that about the program. I love that, the fact that you
flexibility.
can still have those treats and those things you
Yes.
enjoy. It's not all or nothing. And I
Yeah,
know people have done keto and done well, and then put heaps of weight back on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
The
this is one
maintenance
where
is,
you'll be able to go forward into the future and know that you'll be able to keep maintain the weight that you get to. Mm.
you are so inspirational, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. I know you've gone from work to having a workout to, juggling kids soon as well after school. I really do appreciate you taking the time and sharing your journey, and it's so incredibly powerful. And yeah, I'm totally honored to have been able to, guide you through this journey, and see you flourish and making those changes, and full-heartedly, like, embracing it as well.
Oh, thanks so much, Antonia. I love you. That's yours amazing. And what you're doing is very inspiring and helping so many women. So, very lucky to have you here in New Zealand, that you've helped us. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Oh,
Mm.
thanks, Sarah.